This is an 8K dual lens action camera. It's got a flip screen, horizon lock, a wireless mic, voice control, vertical shooting, and one lens specifically just for night mode for better video in the dark. This is the SJ30 by SJCAM. It's an incredibly cool action camera for the price, with a couple of downsides. Let's take a look at it. Now you should know it's waterproof right out of the box. So you can shower with it, you can swim with it up to 16 feet or 5 meters. It's got horizon steady up to 45 degrees, and it's the shooting quality that's pretty crazy. This is one of the cheapest ways I've seen that you can get 8K video up to 20 frames a second, 6K up to 30, 5K up to 45, 4K up to 60, 2K to a crazy 120, and 1080 to a wild 240 frames per second for buttery smooth slow motion. It takes 48 megapixel photos, which is surprisingly high, and like I mentioned, you can shoot either horizontally or vertically with it, and they include a lot of mounts to make it vertical. You can use it as a web camera for live streaming on your laptop, and you've got up to 7 hours of battery life. You can also mount it anywhere. And when I say anywhere, I actually mean pretty much anywhere. You've got mounts galore with buttons and battery charging and long selfie sticks and motorcycle or bicycle mounts and magnets that stick to it and sticky things and necklaces with an incredibly strong magnet. I mean, really, if you can think about putting it somewhere, you can. And when I reviewed the S400, which is also by them, one of the top questions I got was, does it have external microphones? I'm happy to say that this action camera does sync up with SJCAM's external mic. Let's look around the actual device, and then we'll look at the software menus and image quality. On the front, you've got your two cameras, daytime and nighttime, and a microphone with a built-in windscreen, which is removable. And gone forever. There it is. You can switch out the windscreen. On this side, you've got your power button and a little bit of information about the camera itself. On the bottom, you've got your mounting, which is both magnet and clasp. On this side here, you've got USB-C charging and information, and then a place for your micro SD card. On the top, you've got another microphone and speaker and the record button. And then finally, on the back, you've got this giant screen right here with two latch buttons to flip it up. When it's up, you've got some battery information, which can be handy depending on what you're using it for, and then your selfie mode. So right off the bat, we should recognize that this is good at being ready. Ready is the word. It's an action camera, so you can toss it around and be kind of mean with it. You can put it in the water, you can mount it anywhere, and you can use it in the daytime or nighttime, which kind of covers all of the bases if you want an entry-level camera to vlog or especially do sports with. It's just ready and able to do what you need it to. Now, let's look at the actual video quality and then talk about some downsides.
Now, before we talk about video quality, let's talk about the actual microphone. This is the camera microphone with no noise cancellation. This is the camera microphone with noise cancellation on. This is with the wireless microphone. Now, let's talk about quality and image stabilization. This is 8K video at 20 frames, which obviously is a little choppy, but hey, 8K. This is 6K video at 30 frames, which is what I tend to film in when I'm using this. This is 5K video at 45 frames. This is 4K video at 60 frames. And if I had to guess, this is probably what the majority of people would film in. This is 2K at 120 frames. And then this is 1080 at a ridiculous 240 frames. Let's do the same thing for indoors now. This is 8K 20 frames, 6K at 30 frames, 5K at 45 frames, and 4K at 60 frames. Two more. This is 2K at 120 frames, 1080 at 240 frames inside. You can see even the color has darkened a bit from the 4K and up, even 2K. Okay, I'm walking in a circle now, and this is with no horizon steady, no stabilization at all. And honestly, for no stabilization, I think it still looks really good. Now this is what they call normal stabilization. You can see it zooms in, it crops quite a bit, still says it's 6K, but now normal stabilization. Let me shake a little bit. I don't know how that looked, but hopefully good. We are incredibly zoomed in. This is their horizon lock. So I have the camera upright. I'm going to start turning it. Turning, turning, turning. Wow. And there we go. Horizon lock works really well too.
Now, the image quality drop when you're using stabilization is disappointing, but remember, this is different than using a smartphone or a regular camera because this is meant to be just tossed around and ready. I'm not going to dunk my smartphone underwater. This, though, I have no hesitation about. And we talked about this when we reviewed their S400 camera as well, that the drop in quality when you're stabilizing can be fixed by filming regularly and then stabilizing in post.
And now this is all stabilization off, and we're going to try to correct it in post. So I'm in Final Cut Pro. Here it is with no post stabilization, and then this is post stabilization. Now, if we make crazy camera movements, it's not going to do a great job, but as long as we keep our camera relatively still, should be just fine. Now let's talk about dark mode. So I'm in a closet right now, and obviously things don't look great. So I'm going to switch over to the night lens and see if it improves at all. By the way, I'm in 6K filming this. This is the night vision lens, which is kind of a ridiculous change. Now, I do notice down here things get a little bit shifty with color flickering, but keep in mind, looking at the old footage, it's adjusting and correcting what was essentially black. And so that's amazing. Wait, let me show you real quick the daytime lens footage again and the nighttime footage. Knowing from the daytime lens there's really no light in here, I think we can forgive a little bit of this purple flickering. Let me get deeper into the closet. Wow! I actually can't believe that I can see so clearly. Wait, let me try to close the closet door. I'm about to be inside a closet. Oh my goodness! You can still see! That's crazy! Hang on, let me switch to the daytime lens. This is what a normal lens looks like inside of a closet. You can see my watch shining. This is what a normal lens looks like and what I expect a camera to look like when you're in a closed closet. And then again, this is the nighttime lens. This is crazy! I'm sure it's, on the computer screen, I'm sure it's super pixelated and doesn't look great, but like, wow! This alone might be worth keeping this camera and using it. It's not like infrared black and white. I remember doing that with the Ordro camera, the M5, and that was cool, but this is amazing. Well done, SJCAM. I hadn't actually closed a closet door and stepped in yet. I'm impressed.
The other thing this is surprisingly good at is photos, because it's got 48 megapixel photos, and that's a surprisingly high number. This isn't something you'd think about taking photos with, especially when you've got a smartphone with you, but again, for underwater shots or unique angles, it's really good at that. Now, not to be missed are all the different modes here for video, photo, timer photo, burst photo, live streaming, dash cam mode, slow motion video, a time-lapse video as well. That's a lot of options in a budget camera. You've got your quality menu down here, and you can select things like looping video and non-destructive vertical screen, calibration for your distortion there, image stabilization, all these different things, exposure, white balance, color, sharpness, saturation, contrast, noise reduction, image brightness, ISO, every normal setting you'd have in video, but then you also have more settings down here on how it works and connecting with the wireless mic and voice control. Anti-flicker is huge. You've got 2 different menus for setting everything up. And then if you drag from the top, you've also got some quick options so that you don't have to sort through all those many settings in the menu. And so when you get it set up, you can kind of customize everything exactly how you like it. Now, of course, with any device in the world, there are downsides. Nothing's perfect. So let's talk about the downsides with the SJ30. First of all, there's no audio port, which is always a bummer to me, but I suppose a little more okay when you've got wireless mics that connect to things. It might not be a big deal to you. Second downside is that stabilizing really does dip the quality, but like we said, we can always fix it in post as well, or it might not make a difference if you're watching something back on your phone. Those tiny screens, it'll still look great on. The other thing that we haven't actually talked about yet is that the boot up time is a little slow. If you're trying to catch something quickly, you might be in trouble. You can count Mississippi 1, Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3, Mississippi 4, Mississippi 5, Mississippi 6, Mississippi 7, Mississippi 8, Mississippi 9. All right, about 9 seconds if my counting is accurate. And so your best option, if you've got it mounted and you know you're going to want to grab something quickly, is probably to just keep it up, maybe even have it in the pre-roll mode, which saves up to 50 seconds looping before you hit the record button. So that way, if something cool happens, you're afraid you've missed it, hit record, and it saves 50 seconds backwards in time. So the final and most important question is this camera worth your money? And I think it really depends on what you're doing. If you're trying to make really high quality vlogs that are going to be watched on a computer, the answer is probably not. You might spend a little bit more money just to get kind of the next step up. If you're looking for a camera you can throw around, grab nice slow motion, use in the dark, or you just kind of want this Insta360 feel of a selfie action cam without spending the money for it, then this might be the product for you, especially if you're going to be watching it on a phone. That's going to be a huge difference. You know, whether you see this video blown up on a big computer screen or whether you just see it on a little phone screen, that's going to change how nice it looks to you. I think it's cool. I think it will probably fit a lot of use cases on here. A budget action camera with night vision and slow motion and a flip screen is a really cool niche to fill. Kind of saves people from having to spend $500, $600, or even $400 for something. So very well done to SJCAM. I think every camera they come out with is a little bit better. So I'm really excited to see what the next one and then the next one and the next one looks like. It keeps pumping out higher quality. 8K is really impressive for the price as well. It's in the description and the top pinned comment if you'd like to check it out yourself and toss it around, and I'll see you in the next video.